Hes All That was awful in every way imaginable. The acting, the writing, the VFX, the characters, everything. It was so bad that it charted #1 on Netflix when it was released. Something doesn't add up here. Or does it? Let's talk about how Hes All That is such a bad movie that it became successful, and how Hollywood has been doing this for ages. Remakes are rampant in Hollywood, and classic romantic comedies are apparently no exception. Netflix reimagined the 1999 favorite, Hes All That, with a modern spin on it. This time, it's the guy getting the makeover, and staying as the most popular girl at school means maintaining one's social following. As you'd probably expect, critics did not like Hes All That at all. The reviews were overwhelmingly negative. But the thing about this movie is that everybody, and I mean everybody, knew this was going to be bad just by looking at the first trailer. But just like seeing a crash on the highway, you can't help but watch. And boy oh boy, did people watch Hes All That. Look at these responses.
Fuck! Fuck! Fuck this! I don't want it! Why the fuck did I get here?
Bad movies have been around for decades, usually banking on the appeal and following of a star turned actress. It's the same as Hes All That. The formula hasn't really changed. The quote-unquote actress in focus is one Addison Ray. Addison Ray is a TikTok superstar with over 80 million followers, so no wonder Hollywood would see her as an appealing option to be cast as a lead in a movie. This is her acting debut, and even though she apparently took acting classes, yikes, is it hard to watch.
Okay, that's ridiculous. I mean, who the hell does he think he is?
You really come here every day before school?
Aren't you captain of the dance team?
What? It's mostly grass, right?
To her credit, Addison herself questioned her ability to act well. As understandable, the internet criticized her for stealing the role from someone with actual talent. Ouch. And guess what? Addison Ray signed a movie deal with Netflix because of the success of Hes All That. So this won't be the last time you'll see Addison Ray leading a movie. A vast number of people enjoyed the movie solely for the fact of seeing some man candy, the man being Cobra Kai's Tanner Buchanan. But this being a reboot, people watched it for a nostalgia factor, as many Hes All That actors showed up for some cameos. There are far too many issues with this film to go over in a single video. Like, why would the main premise be her losing her sponsorship because her boyfriend cheated on her? It makes no sense! Anyway, what was Hollywood thinking when it made Hes All That? What are they looking for? Well, an idea they think could sell, backed by a decent script, and understanding of past movies that have done well. They chose to remake this movie because they thought it would be a safe premise for Addison Ray to do, considering her acting range, while they could capitalize on the nostalgia trend and lure viewership. The original film was a safe movie that didn't demand a lot of emotional stakes compared to other movies. And this movie has even less stakes. It's the safest of safe premises, and Hollywood knew it would be a hit. Hollywood doesn't like to do anything new. Just look at all these sequels and reboots that have been done. A Hes All That sequel was inevitable. I have such respect for screenwriters, and when people produce schlock like this, it makes me so disappointed in the industry. But if screenwriting is such a high bar that so few people ever reach, why does it seem like so many movies that get made are bad? The first thing one has to understand is that this is a business like any other, meaning that the only goal of the decision makers who greenlight movies is to make a profit. If they don't consistently do that, they're out of business. Whether they personally think what they're making is good or not, and whether they'd like to see it, is largely irrelevant. So what makes a script or an idea for a movie a good choice from a business perspective? Obviously, they want the largest number of people to consume it based on what they've seen audiences buy in recent years. It's not an exact science because any movie can end up not working with audiences, but you only have to look at the most popular movies in recent years to see that prior brand awareness and popularity is a key element. Sequels of movies that made money tend to make money more easily than new ideas. Even non-sequels are so often based on material that has already been hugely successful in another media, or is at least connected to something or someone that millions of people have already heard of or know about. The last thing to understand is that no one sets out to make crap. They set out to make something that will provide audiences with the types of emotional experiences and entertainment that have proven to be successful in the past. It's just really hard to make something that works in any genre. It's a rare thing. A lot of elements have to come together well, almost like lightning in a bottle. It's much more typical to make a bad or mediocre movie than to truly succeed either commercially or in terms of quality. And thus lies the genius behind Hes All That. Its foundation was built on the mass following of a star who they knew would garner attention, whether that attention is good or bad. Hollywood will never stop producing mediocrity until you stop watching, and it's a formula that has been perfected. So what they create will pique your interest one way or another. But let me know what you think of Hes All That down below, and if Addison Ray really is all that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.